Hello, good evening. It's time for the match day 23 of the Ghana Premier League. This is the GPL build-up show live here on TV3. My name is Bill Ishen, and as we always do, we dissect all the upcoming matches ahead of the match day. Of course, we've reached the breaking point of the season, and a lot is there to be talked about in terms of the title battles, in terms of the relegation scraps, and a lot more here. But before we go into all of the conversation, we have to go for a quick commercial break. And when we do that, I'll introduce you to my very, very strong and able guest. Stay tuned. Of course, welcome back. This is the GPL build-up show live here on TV3. Once again, my name is Bill Ishen, and it's time to introduce our very strong guest. One featured for the Black Stars in the 2014 World Cup. I remember that particular save he made against Cristiano Ronaldo and the celebration that came after that. It was a very fantastic moment for him. Of course, he featured for Ashanti Gold, and he's part of the Black Stars squad as the goalkeepers trainer. It's an honor to have you here, Fatah Dawda. I believe this is your first time here on the show.
Yeah, this is my first time. Being doing the team of the week for the Premiership for 3 years. This is my first time coming here. You know, I've been busy. You know, I've not been in town. I've been at Kotoko with the academy. So I think I spoke with Mo Shaban that we have midterms. So then I should come and feature for the Thursday show. I said no problem. Why not? Because I'm a student of the Premier League, so I need to come and share my view so that people will listen to what is going on.
Indeed, a very, very keen student of the Ghana Premier League. Also a tactical brain joining us on the show, Francis Aboibo. Francis, Blackgate, how are you doing?
I'm doing very fine, Bill. You guys went to enjoy yourself over the weekend. It didn't take me along, but it's all good. Just that yesterday, I saw your post on FB. You were so angry with a certain Mikel Arteta, but hey, we are all in this same boat. We just hope that this season everything will work out just like the way the Ghana Premier League is kicking to the business end of the season. It's been brilliant so far this season in terms of how the teams are playing, the patterns and everything. You look at a club like Accra Hearts of Oak, what they are doing is remarkable. And when we get into the statistics, we can talk much more about what they've done so far this season. You look at Medeama SC, top scorers of the Ghana Premier League, on top of the pack as well. And then you look at the relegation scrap at the bottom, the Hohoe United, 11 Wonders, Berekum, Chelsea. You can count about 6 or 7 teams in it. So it's an entire pack league, business end of the season, both at the top and then at the bottom of the league table. So we are in for an epic climax to the season.
Indeed, a very epic climax to the season upcoming. There's also the one who will give you the stats every single time without fail, Mohammed Shaban. Always a pleasure to have you here. Shaban, how are you feeling?
I'm good, but my quick observation, 3 people in white, 1 in black. Yes, it's a signal. Yes, it's a signal.
I mean, I've gone through trauma from last night, but I've put, the trauma aside for 1 hour at least. You have to, engage in very fantastic conversations. Of course, we'll be looking at match week 23 and build up to it. But before that, we have to go back to what happened in match week 22 of the Ghana Premier League.
Barton Kakari to take the Asare free kick. Quick swan into the box, and Adamu heads it. Kamara and the Phobians have the opening goal at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Baba Adamu, an unlikely scorer, puts the Phobians ahead.
Definitely, but then such a terrible ball to concede there by Kamara. Lost his footing.
Salim steps forward with a blast, and it's a brilliant goal. What a bullet! Stunning strike from Salim Adams.
Knew what was happening. They knew it. They said perfect wall, but then he just had no business with that wall. He just took his spot.
Here is Sidibe for Aduana. Checks back, looking for support. It is Sana and Aduana have equalized. At the TNA, the Rains have changed the narrative.
Asante Kotoko say
And that's a lovely ball! Score!
Football is passion and history in Ghana. For over a century, two clubs have stood above all. Accra Heart of Folk, founded in 1911, and Asante Kotoko, established in 1935. One from the capital, Accra, the other from the Ashanti Kingdom, Kumasi. What began as competition soon became a battle for dominance, pride, and national bragging rights. Through decades of league titles, historic victories, painful defeats, and unforgettable moments, their meeting grew into Ghana's fiercest football rivalry, the Super Clash. When Hearts meet Kotoko, it's not just a football match, it is history against history, pride against pride, passion against passion, and when they clash, Ghana stops. On March Day 22, the story wrote a new chapter. The return leg arrived with tension, revenge, and pride on the line. In the first round, Kotoko silenced Hearts in Accra with a painful 1-0 defeat.
And always want to take his man on. Akwe again goes down, it's been brought down. There's going to be a penalty goal, and it's been given. Kumasi Asante Kotoko to have a penalty. Peter Medeama kept moving. He was dragging his man into the box. He really wanted it. Marifin Donsu and Asare. Marifin Donsu. His very first goal for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
By this time, Hearts came to Kumasi with one mission: revenge. The battle was fierce, the energy was electric. Heart folk were reduced to 10 men but not reduced in spirit. Against the odds, they struck. One goal, one moment, one silence across Kumasi.
The red card for Emmanuel Mankwa. Early shower for the Azabok right back is the second yellow card. It's already in the books of Daniel Laye for an initial foul. So that's the tackle on Saka Dauda. That is a clear foul.
10-man Hearts defeated Asante Kotoko 1-0, a victory of pride and revenge. A victory that lifts Accra Heart of Folk to second place on the league table with 39 points.
Whips one into the box and Adamu heads it. Kamara and the Phobians have the open goal at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Baba Adamu, an unlikely scorer, puts the Phobians ahead here on 13 minutes. Asante Kotoko 0, Hearts of Oak 1. It is Baba Adamu.
The Super Clash is not only played on the pitch, it lives in the heart of the fans. Red turned into silence. Faces of disappointment painted the stands of Asante Kotoko supporters. But in another corner, celebrations erupted. Songs, drums, joy, pride. Heart to folk fans celebrated not just for the victory, but revenge. A crowd like this, Ghana has not seen in a long time. Just months ago, the story was different. Kotoko walked into Accra and stole a 1-0 victory. Hearts fell, fans mourned, pride was wounded, but on Sunday, history answered back. Through victory and defeat, one thing never changes. Fans of Kotoko and Hearts never disappoint. Because in Ghana, football is not just a sport. Football is a food for the soul.
It is finished. It's all joy and merrymaking.
Baba Adamu's goal for Hearts of Folk, bringing some sort of balance to a long-term rivalry. Of course, it stands as 41 wins for Asante Kotoko and 39 wins for Hearts of Folk. But Lion, if I'm going to ask you a question, you know where my direction will go to. The first question I'll ask you is about Benjamin Asare. During that game, he was man of the match. That was his 9th clean sheet in the Ghana Premier League this season. How happy are you to see that the Black Stars #1 is putting up the kind of performances that he is putting up at this moment? And what do you think are his key qualities that he's exhibiting right now?
Well, we all know the quality that Asare has. I heard his coach made an interview after the game saying Asare doesn't need to show anybody what he got to do. That's why he's there. That's why he's the goalkeeper. He's the captain. He's the leader. He's the commander in the team. Even if Asare is not putting on the captain band, he's still a captain. You need to command the team. I watched the game. I was supposed to go to Kumasi, but I was having a wedding in the academy, so I couldn't go. So I watched the game from start to the end. Yes, he's there to make a save, but there was some decisions he made which makes a good goalkeeper. You're not a goalkeeper. You can be in a goal, 90 minutes, a game, you know, be scored. But there are some situations where you can perform some actions. A person or a player who's not a goalkeeper cannot do it. That's the difference between a goalkeeper and a great goalkeeper. So, well, he made a lot of saves, but the important save that he made, he used a principle in goalkeeping to make those saves. If you're not a technical person, you never understand. Maybe along the program, there was a save he made. It looked easier, but if you know the principle, you know he uses the principle. If that situation, the trajectory of the ball should change, he will save it because he used the principle to create some depth, to drop in the goal. He was able to scoop the ball, but if the ball should go higher, because he was able to create that depth, he's going to save that ball. So as a technical person, I saw that situation to be a great moment for him. But if you're not a technical person in that department, I think you will see like it's an easy save. So he had a good game. He's capable of doing that. He has a big heart. I remember the first time I recommended Asare to the national team. They asked me, we have a lot of goalkeepers in the system, about 5 or 6 who are good. Asare is one of them. And then decision was made for the technical team to invite Asare. Then he made good of his chance. And now he's in the team. So now everything is on him. You need to be consistently playing. Goalkeeping, the department is different from outfield play. You can find two, like the way House of Folk team now, they have two good goalkeepers. But at the end of the day, one is going to play. That's how the position is in football. So if you are playing, I keep telling him, stay focused. You played against Kotoko. You finished with a win. Now you are playing Berekum Chelsea. And the Berekum Chelsea game is going to be very dicey than the Kotoko game. I told him that because of my experience. So whatever you do is gone. Whether you win or lose, you need to think. Because playing against Berekum Chelsea, if you win that game, it's 3 points. Playing against Asante Kotoko, if you win it, it's 3 points. So after beating Asante Kotoko, now what is next? Next game is against Chelsea.
Yes.
That is where people will look at you and then judge you. So you need to stay focused.
Interesting words from you, Lion, on that. Let me go to you, Mohammed Shaban, because you are on your screen, and It seems you have some things that you want to point out. Kindly point them out for us.
Well, so a lot of things happened, like Lion stated in the Super Clash. I was expecting the hard-to-full defensive pair, where it will be difficult for Kotoko to break through, and honestly, it does happen. Prior to this fixture, there were facts that was backing that if hard-to-full concedes, it will be difficult for them to come back, and if hard-to-full also scores, it will be difficult for the opponent to also equalize, and that is exactly what happened when Hard-to-Full scored their first goal in the first half. And then, interestingly, the last time Hard-to-Full have beaten Kotoko in the Premier League was way back in 2023. It was a centre-back who scored the goal. That was Kunedu Yadom. And this time, Baba Adamu, who signed for Hard-to-Full in his first season, also scored the goal for Hard-to-Full. Again, it becomes the first win for Hard-to-Full in the Super Clash since 2015 at Kotoko's home. And that is a league game since 2015 at Kotoko's home. And that is also a plus for Didi Dramani. Again, about 5 consecutive Super Clash, 4 wins for Kotoko, 1 draw. And this time, Hard-to-Full are able to come back to record a victory, ending Kotoko's 5 consecutive times winning 4 and drawing 1. And now, in the last 6 Super Clash, Kotoko have won 4, 1 has ended in the draw. Hard-to-Full have also won 1. But the big advantage is that Hard-to-Full, again, are the team with the most away wins, 6 in the Ghana Premier League, and that's also Asante Kotoko. But you see, Bill, there's some interesting fact backing these two teams. Kotoko have lost 1 game at home, and it's against Hard-to-Full. Hard-to-Full have lost 1 game at home, and it's against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And again, the rivalry is still on since 1958. Again, a platform for Hard-to-Full to close the gap. And again, from 1993-1994, when it became a professional league, Ghana Premier League, it's been a tough years for Asante Kotoko with 16 wins, 23 ending in the draw, and Hard-to-Full recording 20 victories against Asante Kotoko. So it's been tough for both sides. And for Asante Kotoko, I'm sure this time they are going to bounce back because they started their unbeaten run against Hard-to-Full in December 2024. And then Hard-to-Full is the team to end it in February 2026. Interestingly, Kotoko beat Hard-to-Full 15th of December 2024. Started the unbeaten run. Hard-to-Full beat Kotoko 15th of February 2026 to also end their unbeaten run. So that's it. But you look at Kotoko Hard-to-Full. Hard-to-Full came with the approach to, attack with Maoli Wayo. And so if you look at how Maoli Wayo was approaching the game, he was the last man, making sure that Samba O'Neill and Henry Ansu struggles a lot. And again, they started dictating the pace. Let's go through some little tactical review of the game. Hard-to-Full were more defensive. And like I said, at a point, the biggest challenge of Asante Kotoko has to do with their set piece. And Hubert Jehu on the day made sure that he tormented the Hard-to-Full midfield. But then Benjamin Asare, like Lion stated, commanded the defensive line very well, made sure that this incident, he blocked it, and Lion stated that it looks like a simple one, but then it takes a lot of technical ideas to come back and then maybe save this situation. And so Albert Amo on the day got some opportunity to score, but Benjamin Asare made it very simple for Hard-to-Full. Again, the build-up, if you look at the Hard-to-Full defensive line, the command is on. Benjamin Asare always commanding the defense of Hard-to-Full, telling them where to stand, positioning them very well. And look at it. Hard-to-Full were very defensive, compact at the back. And that is why you have 1 defender, and then 2 of the defenders here, making sure that there is no space. You see, Hubert Jehu has been blocked over here, not allowing him to have charge or control over the game. Wherever you see a Asante Kotoko player, there's Hard-to-Full also positioning themselves well. And the arrangement went perfect for Hard-to-Full, and that is why they were able to, on a day, manage the game very well, outplayed Kotoko, and also had a goal. And this is how Hard-to-Full played. And if you look at their build-up, they start building up from the back slowly. And this time around, they were not ballowing the ball in the air. They played the ball on the turf, made sure that they look at players around, had a lot of players in the midfield, commanded the game from the midfield, and at a point in time, Hard-to-Full overshadowed Asante Kotoko. And like I said, this has been the problem of Kotoko. Last time we watched the clip of Kotoko against Heart of Lions, conceding 2 goals from set piece. Now, what Kotoko did was that to make sure that Hard-to-Full do not score from corner kicks, but along the line, this is another set piece from a Kakari and also a header, a free header for the centre back, free header. And this is it. Clearly, Samba O'Neill was here, 2 of the Asante Kotoko players here, and I was expecting them to make it more difficult for Baba Adamu. Eventually, Baba Adamu had the opportunity to head the ball, and that was the only goal. Mohamed Kamara's position, I'm sure Fatah Odaoda would have to explain to us where Mohamed Kamara should be standing when the header came in, but then unfortunately, he had nothing to do in terms of blocking the ball, and so that was the only goal for Atofu. They played very well, defensively compact, and made sure that Kotoko did not have any space to control the game.
Right. Francis, I would want to come to you, but briefly on Mohamed Kamara's positioning, because it's been a huge topic on social media. Do you think his starting position was wrong, and how the goal went about? I mean, maybe he didn't track back well. His positioning at the start caused all this. I mean, from a technical point of view, what do you think he should have done here?
Well, I remember I did analyze this situation for teachings. Well, it's a deep cross or a deep free kick. Well, when there's a deep free kick or deep cross, the goalkeeper you have to establish and have an offensive mindset. Maybe trying to come and defend the area if it's possible. That's first phase. Second phase, if you can't defend the area, now you need to think of defending the goal. So before the kick, his starting position was good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Aggressive.
Now, when the cross was delivered in the box, now you have to know you can't go and engage the ball.
Yeah.
So quickly, if you look at the picture, he has a lot of depth behind him.
Yeah.
Just drop.
Yeah.
And then defend the goal.
Yeah.
It will be easier, safe for him to make. So starting position good before the kick. After the kick, now he doesn't have any business doing at that position. You need to create a depth to go and defend the goal after the header.
Right. Francis, briefly, I mean, your thoughts on the Super Clash and how significant this victory was for Hearts of Oak?
Well, you look at Accra Hearts of Oak going into this game, it was clear that the moment Hearts of Oak score first, it was always going to be difficult for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This is a team that has been the best performing away team in the Ghana Premier League prior to this game. And you look at Hearts of Oak, for a team to concede just 7 goals in 22 Ghana Premier League matches, it's a remarkable feat. I can't remember the last time we've seen something of this sort in the league. And if you look at Hearts of Oak as we speak today, 17 clean sheets in 22 Ghana Premier League games. You look at the statistics and you ask yourself, why are they not on top of the Ghana Premier League? And it boils down to how they manage to negotiate their business, especially when they are playing at home in Accra. So you look at Didi Dramani's team. Didi Dramani has been very smart about how he's going about his business. He's a coach, he's here. See, sometimes you might have your tactics, but when you look at the materials that you have, sometimes you have to throw away your tactics out of the window and play to the strength of the materials. You look at his team and realize that the attacking department of the team is not good. What do? I just have to be very solid at the back. And the strength part of this Accra Hearts of Oak team definitely got to be their defensive line, from the goalkeeper to the back four. Whenever he picks and chooses in between those who shield the back four, they've been very solid. And they understand the permutations and the tactical approach to the game. In the game against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, look, he started with a 4-3-3 formation with the variations of 4-4-2. So the moment they got the red card, he decided to switch to a back 3. So he switched to a 3-5-1, leaving only one man up front and allow the wing backs to join the back 3 whenever they are under attack. And then on offensive, they become a 5-man midfield, thereby overloading the central midfield, not giving Kumasi Asante Kotoko the opportunity to play their normal game. In the analysis, you could tell where you find a Kumasi Asante Kotoko player, there was a Hearts of Oak player planted on him. So in terms of the second ball, Kotoko were not having an extra bite of the second ball. That's how come you see that Kotoko struggled. And if you look at it, you have to blame the technical team of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They didn't adjust their team to suit what Didi Dramani was doing on the day. I can tell you, if this game had to travel extra hour, Kotoko were never going to score. Because you look at Baba Adamu, you look at Muhammad Ali, and then Kevin Osiasibe. Brilliant guys on the day, played very well, they understand what they were doing. And you look at Abdul Karim at the heart of the midfield, one of the finest box-to-box midfielders you can find in the league. So if you look at what Hearts of Oak are doing, it will be extremely difficult for teams to break them down. And like I can tell you, now they are 5 points behind the league leaders, Medeama. This weekend they'll be playing against Bechem, and the Medeama are traveling to Samartex. The hands can change. The point gap tally can close down to 2. It depends on how both teams navigate their ways. Gold Stars are going to Pando, tough place, where Lions in their last game beat this thing, Kumasi Santikos. So if you look at what Hearts of Oak have done, I think they deserve to win. And the new players that the coach has signed, Mohamed Ali, Baba Adamu, all of them are playing very well. And I think for Hearts of Oak fans, they can now dream about the Ghana Premier League title.
Indeed, they can dream about the Ghana Premier League title. But we take a look at match week 23 and the fixtures coming your way. Vision FC will play against Bechem United at home. Hearts of Oak, who defeated Asante Kotoko, will host Berekum Chelsea. Heart of Lions will play against Gold Stars. Aduana FC will play against Hohoe United. Karela will lock horns with 11 Wonders, yet to reach 10 points in the Ghana Premier League this season. Samartex will host Medeama SC, the league leaders. Holy Stars will play against Wedro All Blacks. Young Apostles versus Asante Kotoko. And Nations FC will play against Dreams FC. Now, let's start with Vision FC versus Bechem United, Shaban, because Vision, although, I mean, they defeated 11 Wonders in their previous game, but when I look at the numbers at home, only one team have lesser home points than Vision FC. That is a concern. And how exactly are they to approach this, especially against Bechem United?
Well, Bechem United themselves are not safe until you have 30 plus points. Currently, you are still battling relegation. For Vision FC, 27 points, you are also not safe. And it looks like from 9th place to 17th place, you are all battling relegation, because a win for the 27 points give them 30, a win for 26 give them 29, and they can now take over from your position. And so it makes it more difficult in the Ghana Premier League second round. Now, for Vision FC, the last few matches at home, they've been struggling. And it looks like they are a better side away now than at home. After beating Aduana FC, picking points against Samartex, traveling to Hohoe to pick a points, 2-2, and then also beating 11 Wonders. In the last 4 consecutive away matches, they are unbeaten. But then at home, they lost to Medeama Sporting Club by 2-1. If you look at Bechem United, they are one of the sides that are stragglers away. They are yet to record an away victory. But again, they managed to pick a points against Hearts of Oak at the University of Ghana Stadium. The likes of Augustine Okra, Darwin Yeboah. These are good sides that can torment you at any point in time. It looks like Vision FC are also a side that concedes a lot going into fixture, either home or away. And that is really going to be a problem for them. But if you look at the league table, Bill, it will be difficult for Vision FC to concede a defeat or lose that fixture, because a defeat would now give Bechem United the opportunity to relax now. They are going to go 32 points, and that means Bechem United are safe. And Vision FC would be under intense pressure, because the likes of Nations, Dreams FC, Young Apostles, Berekum Chelsea are sides that would want to win and then also close the gap between them and the teams that are also in the mid-table. And so a tough one for Vision FC, but honestly speaking, based on their recent home performance, it will be difficult. But then indeed, they are currently on top form, and they could pull a surprise against Bechem United.
Those are the words of Mohamed Shaban. But we'll listen to the head coaches of Vision FC and Bechem United ahead of their clash in the Ghana Premier League.
Back. It's not something that we are going to make that mistake by conceding early goals. And I think in every match we play as AstroTurf, the second will play better than even the home team. So this time around, we are going to make sure we don't concede early goals, so that in the second half, it will be ding-dong affair between the two clubs. So that is exactly what's going to be a difficult game for us. Because they also have at the background of their mind that they have never beaten us before. Since they have not beaten us before and they are playing home, they thought this time around they have to beat us. But we're also going to live on our records. We are going to rely on our records that they have never beaten us before, both home and away. So we are going all out and make sure they don't defeat us, so that the record will stand.
The feeling has been great, being back on the field. And it was a tough time for me, being out for some time. But I'm now fit and fully active, and I'm glad to be on the field again. From the instructions from our coaches and other staffs, I think we can make it to the 10 matches unbeaten again. we are not feared to lose our streak. And as you can see, everyone is active at training. The training has been intensive, and from the instructions from our coaches and other staffs, I don't think we are yet to lose our streak.
We are playing a home game, and what we want to do is win. We have our boys ready. I know that Bechem is a very good team. Recently, they've been chalking some very, very good results. But the way the table is, nobody wants to lose, especially your home games. It's very important that you protect your 3 points at home. So we're going to play very well, very organized football against Bechem, and we're going to try as much as possible to pick the 3 points. And the team is very ready. I know that at home we've dropped a few points, and but of course I will allow the boys because they've been working very, very hard towards the 3 points. They've given everything this week. If you look at today's training, the intensity of it, I think that these boys are ready psychologically, physically, technically, and tactically.
Those were the words of Nana Kwajiman, head coach of Vision FC, and then Kopina Imisa, a coach of Bechem United. But there's also that big clash between Hearts of Oak and Berekum Chelsea, which will definitely be live on TV3. I'm going to come to you, Lion, on that particular one because, I mean, the Black Stars #1 is part of it. And potentially, another addition to the Black Stars in Solomon Abbasi as well, who we know that head coach Didi Dramani has been calling for both of them to be included in the Black Stars. What say you on that before this particular fixture?
I think for now, we've not made any discussion on selecting players now. And I don't have that capacity to announce who is going to be in the Black Star for now. No. Every player, every department is capable of being the team. But for now, there's no list saying if this player will be in the team or that player will be in the team for now. So I can't promise.
Yes, but in terms of the quality that Abbasi has, is it that comparable to Asare, where you can make a decision and say, I mean, if he is called to the team, he definitely will slot right in?
We have a long way to go. Anything can happen at any time. Long way to go. Anything can happen at any time. Maybe someone we are not expecting to be in the team, the person may be in the team because of circumstances.
Yeah.
You understand? So let's relax, follow the league, and see what happens.
But Lion, talk about the Hearts of Oak versus Berekum Chelsea game. What are you expecting, especially after Hearts of Oak's win in the Super Clash?
I spoke with Asare individually. To psych him at this level. Sometimes he doesn't need too much technical or tactical thing. Sometimes you need to psych him. I told him after the game we spoke. I give him feedback. I give his goalkeeper coach feedback where he can improve, where he need to pay attention. So I told him from psychological aspect. I told him this game against Berekum Chelsea is going to be very dicey because automatically you feel like you've won Kumasi, blah, blah. But if you don't stay focused, you have the short time to play that game. You lose focus, and then Chelsea are coming. You know they have nothing to lose. So you need to put effort. Like the way you play, the energy you used to play against Kotoko. You have to use the same energy to play against Chelsea. So that game, I know House of Oak will play, but I'm not sure they're going to have it easy. Being the fact that their former coach is there, Bodu, he knows House of Oak very well. So he's going to also try his best to get results in that game because his position on the league table is not good. So I think we're going to witness a very good game on the day.
Right, indeed a good game. Shaban, are there particular numbers that should stick out in this Hearts of Oak versus Berekum Chelsea? I understand Berekum Chelsea sometimes are a very big bogey team to Hearts of Oak.
Well,
not under some
it's changed. But then let's look at the facts. First, Lion made the fact that if you look at the current position of Berekum Chelsea, they can't afford to lose this fixture. And on records, the last two teams who were winless away before their meeting against Hearts of Oak at the University of Ghana Stadium managed to pick a point, Dreams FC, Bechem United. And so it also makes the game very tough for Hearts of Oak, especially looking at the position of Berekum Chelsea. But then 26 points, if Chelsea should lose this fixture for Basaka Oli Stars to win, Chelsea drops to the relegation zone. For Hearts of Oak, they need to close the gap, 39 points, 44 points. There's a chance that Heart-to-Folk could close the gap to 2. There's also opportunity that they could close the gap to 3, depending on Medeama's results against FC Samartex. Looking at Medeama not being able to win any league game against FC Samartex since Samartex made their debut in the 2022-23 season. Now, this is one of the facts. And for Samoboedu, like you said, he has managed to play Heart-to-Folk 4 times as Berekum Chelsea head coach. He's lost all the games. He's lost all the 4 matches as head coach of Berekum Chelsea against Heart-to-Folk. And so that is one thing that is also going to have an impact going into the game. Again, if you look at the last 5 matches between Berekum Chelsea and also Heart-to-Folk since 2020-21, only one of the games have ended in a draw. And that is also a factor going into the game. And 4 of the matches have gone in favor of Heart-to-Folk. And so we are going to look at how these 2 teams could approach the game. For Berekum Chelsea, Bill, they have played a total of 11 away matches. They've lost 8, drawn 3 of those games. And that draw includes that goalless draw against Asante Kotoko. And in their 11 game play away, only 1 game that they failed to, they managed to keep a clean sheet. They've considered in 10 of their 11 away games. For Heart-to-Folk, at the Accra Sports Stadium, they played 5 matches, they won 1. At the University of Ghana Stadium, they've played 5 matches, they've won 3. Heart-to-Folk have drawn their last 2 games at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And again, Heart-to-Folk are yet to concede a goal at the University of Ghana. So we look at how Berekum Chelsea could go there and also score a goal against Heart-to-Folk. This is the Heart-to-Folk setup. Mawuli Wayo, Hamza Issa, Martin Kakari. These are the players to watch out for. For Berekum Chelsea, they have a good squad because Prince Anani has been a key player operating from the flanks. Dominic Frimpong, a player to watch out for in the game. He's been a tormentor against opponent at the Golden City Park. Then Jonah Atukwe. Atukwe has been in and out of the Ghana Premier League. The last 2 games, he scored 1 goal for Berekum Chelsea, available for the game. But look, there's one player to watch out for. That is Samuel Tinedu. And it looks like Chelsea are going to go with 2 pivots, Augustin Hene and Samuel Tinedu, blocking the Heart-to-Folk midfield for not being able to get into their defensive line. And then Vincent Kulu Eje is also going to operate as an attacking midfielder. Hussein will be in the game. Afrani usually being deployed as a DM, depending on how Heart-to-Folk want to play. Switch to 3 back. Afrani joins the 3 centre backs or the 2 centre backs. We have Hamza Issa, Martin Kakari, Hussein as well. And then we have Mawuli Wayo, who sometimes plays as a false 9, making sure that Heart-to-Folk gets a goal against their opponent. Now, August Japan, Abedu, these are 2 experienced right and left back in the Ghana Premier. The young player in there will be Kofi Tenab Oxbourne. But then if you look at Seydou Mohamed, from last season, he's been part of Berekum Chelsea. But then we have Eric Ofori, former Heart-to-Folk goalkeeper. In the first leg, he conceded goals and also was sent off in that fixture. Maybe this is an opportunity for Eric Ofori to prove to Heart-to-Folk that indeed is coming all out. But if you look at the current Chelsea team, the big question is that can they score against a side who are yet to concede at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium? That is a big no, depending on how we've watched them this season in 11 matches. For Heart-to-Folk, if they're able to score, that is it. They are likely to win. But then if they fail to score in the first half, it becomes a big problem for Heart-to-Folk winning the fixture.
Right. We've talked extensively on Heart-to-Folk and their potential fixture against Berekum Chelsea in the Ghana Premier League. But there's also current champions, Gold Stars, who will be traveling to face Heart of Lions. I'll throw that to you, Francis. Gold Stars have also moved closer to Medeama after they won during last weekend, same as Heart-to-Folk. Are we sort of taking our mind off them? And do you think that they will get a victory against Heart of Lions?
Well, we are not taking our minds off them. It's just that Medeama has been consistent in the league, so all the attention went to them until in their last 2 games where they struggled to win. So for Gold Stars, they are the defending champions of the Ghana Premier League, and they are just not going to let it go like that. They would only have a proper fight for it to see if they can retain their title. For them, they have an awkward opponent in Pando, Heart of Lions put in front of them, especially the Lions then in Pando. We saw how Lion evoked memories of the team that we used to know them for against Kumasi Asante Kotoko, where they put the Porcupine Warriors to the sword mercilessly in their last home game, beating them by 3 goals. So for them, they lost their last game away to Berekum Chelsea, and now they are going back to the Pando Park. They are not safe on the league table. they would like to go back there and continue their fine home form, building on what they did against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. The problem here is Gold Stars have never lost a game in the Volta region against any of the Volta sides. They went to Heart of Lions twice, they got 2 draws. They went to Hohoe United this season, they beat Hohoe United. So Lions themselves are yet to beat Gold Stars in the Ghana Premier League. So you have it's an awkward game for both teams to negotiate on Sunday afternoon. And that's the added incentive to those who will go and watch the game. So the 3 points is very vital for Heart of Lions in their quest to pull away from the relegation battle. And for Gold Stars, they have to win to keep that momentum and tap on league leaders Medeama. So for them, continuity is key. For Heart of Lions, they have to come back and bounce back to winning ways. So it's one of the toughest fixtures that you can find on the menu this weekend across the Ghana Premier League.
One of the toughest fixtures, but what I believe might be the toughest of all the fixtures will be between Samartex and Medeama SC. I'm coming to you, Lion, before I go to Shaban. Samartex are very, very strong at home, but they are facing a Medeama SC who are currently on top of the table under Ibrahim Tanko, who you know very, very well. What do you expect from that one?
Well, I think Samartex have been watching their game. They are picking up very well. Medeama, as we all know, even their players on the bench. You know, if you are going to have a good team, it will come from your bench. Because players from the bench always have to come to the game and change the game, phase of the game. Sometimes coaches do substitute or they do changes not because the player on the field is not performing, but because you want to change. You have seen something. The opponent, you want to change, do some changes and then to outhold the opponent. So I think that game is going to be well, you know, in the Premier League. Sometimes you have some advantage if you are playing home. Sometimes, but this time I think it's very difficult. Some years back, you know, if you are playing home, you know, definitely you have to. But this time, some teams goes to away and then pick a point. So the game is going to be a game that I'm thinking we must watch. It's going to be very crucial, but. Medeama are capable of winning games that people don't think they can win. They can do that. But Samartex, this time, with their form, I think we have to wait and see on the day what will happen.
Indeed, definitely want to watch between Medeama and Samartex. But there's also young apostles in Wenchi. They'll be welcoming Asante Kotoko, who are on the back of a defeat to Heart of Folk in the Super Clash under interim management and all of that. Shaban, what are you looking forward to in this particular one? What are the numbers saying?
Well, a tough one. 3 matches played between Kotoko and Young Apostles since Young Apostles made their debut last season. And the only time Kotoko have won is this season. They beat Young Apostles 2-1. Last season, it was goalless draw and 1-1. That goalless draw was at Wenchi and 1-1 at the Babara Sports Stadium. And this season at the Babara Sports Stadium, Kotoko won by 2-1. And obviously a tough fixture for Young Apostles. But interestingly, Young Apostles have done 10 matches this season in the Ghana Premier League at home. They've lost just once, and that one defeat was against Medeama Sporting Club. And that fixture was played outside Wenchi. It was a game that was held at the Nana Jimambidu, the second stadium, and that is when Young Apostles lost. And at Wenchi, 9 matches for Young Apostles, 5 wins, 4 draws. Young Apostles are yet to consider defeat or lose a game at home. And though there are fixtures that they've considered 2, like against Bechem, they won 3-2, and against 11 Wonders, they managed, it was their last game played at home, they managed a 3-0 victory. Now they are facing a side that are stragglers. The last 7 away matches of Kotoko, they have just 1 win. In fact, the last 3, Kotoko have lost to Swedro Blacks. They've picked up their points against Bebieni Gold Stars. That was the goalless draw. And if the last time Kotoko in the last 7 away matches they've recorded a win, it's against stragglers 11 Wonders. And so obviously Kotoko not a tormenting side going into away fixtures. And looking at the Young Apostles form and their previous records against Asante Kotoko, it makes it difficult. Don't forget that this season, Heart of Folk at Wenchi, they managed to pick a points. Even when Hartlepool are the best away sides in terms of winning. They still went there, and Young Apostles managed to pick a points against them. It's going to be tough, but then it's time for Kotoko to bounce back. Having lost to Heart of Lions, lost to Hartlepool, dropped the points, or lost to Aduana FC in the FA Cup. The last 3 consecutive matches, it's not been too well for Asante Kotoko. Poor results, and at this stage, it will be tough. I'm sure the likes of Peter Amidu-Akwa would be available, Saka Dauda, Kwame Poku, Morifin Donsu. These are players that needs to up their game if indeed Kotoko needs to win this fixture. But honestly speaking, it will be tough. Richmond Opoku, currently the second top scorer in the Ghana Premier League with 8 goals, he'll be available for the fixture, and that's also going to be a positive one for Young Apostles in the Sunday fixture.
Another tough game coming to the side of Kotoko as they go to Wenchi to face a Young Apostles. But there's also Aduana FC versus Hohoe United. Aduana FC, at the start of the season, Francis, were literally the talk of town as potential winners of the Ghana Premier League. They've dropped massively to behind the likes of Gold Stars, Medeama, Hartlepool, even to some point Asante Kotoko and all of that. But Hohoe United are also battling for survival because they're in the relegation zone. How do you see this one playing out? Do you see Hohoe United with that in mind that they could be relegated, fight to get a result of Aduana?
Well, you look at the Ghana Premier League, and sometimes the games that you think there's a clear favorite to win the game, it happens not to follow that form guide. We sat here in the studio when Vision FC were going to Doma. We all thought Vision FC were going to lose the game, but they went to Aduana and beat them. And that's one of the reasons why Aduana Stars fell off that far from the top. And you look at them in their last 2 games and be pretty solid. They went to Medeama last weekend, considered the first goal. We saw how they came back, rejuvenated in the second half, played some beautiful football. And Seydou Sana at the heart of the midfield popped up with an equalizer for them. Deep into stoppage time, their goalkeeper Prince pulled off another penalty save again to be able to help them to get 1 point from Takwa. So if you look at Aduana, in terms of experience, they have all the players blended with youth. But they just need to stay focused and be consistent in their approach in the Ghana Premier League in terms of how they go for the points. But sometimes they keep blowing hot and cold, and it's a problem. You can't play like that and win the Ghana Premier League. In the first leg of this fixture, I watched the full 90 minutes at the Hohoe Sports Stadium. In a game that they dominated, showed a lot of character, showed a lot of experience, bullied Hohoe United, managed to beat them. And I've seen one of the most beautiful goals scored this season in the Ghana Premier League in that game, where the midfielder scored from the byline. Emmanuel Mafo scored one of the most beautiful goals this season in the league. So, if you look at them going back to home, definitely you fancy them to be the clear favorites to win the game. But when you have a team that is fighting for survival in the Ghana Premier League, it tells you one thing. They will come with every arsenal that they have, try to frustrate you to either get a win or a draw. For Hohoe United, they won last weekend against Nations FC by 2-0. They would like to go on that momentum to see if they can fight for survival from the Ghana Premier League. But as to how they'll be able to do it over the course of 90 minutes in Doma, it's a tall order. But if you look at Gokilde's side, we've seen them play some beautiful combinations and patterns in the Ghana Premier League. If they can be able to put the ball at the back of the net, in terms of the premium chances that they carved out, their biggest problem is the ability to score goals. They play good football, both from the back into midfield, onto the wings, link up on top. But if they can be able to put those premium chances into goal-scoring form, then they will be able to cause problems to their opponents in the Ghana Premier League.
Right. I'll take a brief comment from you, Shaban, first, before I go to Lion, on Karela United and 11 Wonders. 11 Wonders are yet to earn 10 points in the Ghana Premier League.
Shipping boys now.
Yes.
Shipping boys now. And for Karela United, they need the points. Currently, 7th place. In fact, Karela is one of the sides that have really improved, having beaten Dreams FC away their last fixture. That's a big motivation for them. And so 31, they need that win to go 34 points. Maybe Karela are looking at finishing in the top 4. But it looks pretty tough. You can look at Medeama, Hartlepool, Gold Stars, Aduana, Kotoko. Kotoko still wants to break through the top 4. And so it looks tough for Karela. But if you look at what they are doing currently, it tells you they have something under their sleeves. But for 11 Wonders, no chance for them at the Aliyu Mahama Stadium. Karela stands tall in that fixture.
Right. Basakai Oli Stars versus Swedru All Blacks. Lion, to you.
I think Basake will be ahead of All Blacks, and All Blacks recently have been struggling, especially when they go to away. Basake, they've been doing well playing home. So for me, I think they will be ahead of All Blacks. But if I'm watching the game, first 15 minutes, I can tell you the team who will be leading the game. First 15 minutes, I will see. Second half, first 15 minutes, I will know. But sometimes I don't like predicting when the game is about to start because of what we saw Bechem doing in Doma, as you mentioned. But when the game starts, so when I watch the game, Bechem against Aduana, when they won the game, I wasn't surprised because of their structure, how they dominated the game. So I wasn't surprised at all. So if I'm watching the game, if you ask me to predict, I can predict.
Nations FC versus Dreams FC, Francis.
Well, in our Brankese, Nations FC will always stand as clear favorites to win. In the Ghana Premier League, there are some teams that, especially when they are playing at home, no matter the opponents put in front of them, they always just find a way to win the game. We saw them. They considered the opener against Medeama. They clawed back through the captain, Razak Simpson, to score 2 goals to win the game. That was in their last home game. They lost their last weekend game against Hohoe United at the Hohoe Sports Stadium by 2 goals to 1. You look at the league table and you can tell that they are not safe. 27 points. They would like to win and pull clear to 30 points and be on par in that 30 barrier, where you need at least 3, 4, 5 more wins to be able to know that you are safe in the Ghana Premier League. So if you look at what they are doing, I think they'll stand as clear favorite. Dreams are struggling this season in the Ghana Premier League so badly. They've been blowing hot and cold, but Dreams is a boogie side. They can go anywhere in the Ghana Premier League on any given day, manage to shock you or surprise you and get the result. It will be tough, but before the game, clear favorites going into that game definitely got to be the home team, Nations FC.
Right, clear favorites, Nations FC against the Dreams FC. It's time to do quick predictions before we put the show to a close. A lineup of the fixtures once again. Vision FC versus Bechem United. I'll throw it to you, Shaban. Who wins? Quick one.
Vision FC will pick their win.
Vision FC?
Yes.
Hearts of Oak versus Berekum Chelsea Lion. Hearts of Oak, yes? Hearts of Oak. Hearts of Lions versus Gold Stars, Francis.
Hearts of Lions should be winning at the Pando Park. It will be tough, it will be awkward. It will be a historic moment for them, but I expect them to win because if they beat Gold Stars, that happens to be the first time they are getting a win against BBN Gold Stars in the Ghana Premier League.
Right, back to you, Shaban. Aduana versus Hohoe United. Weekend
of home dominance, Aduana will pick the win.
Right, Lion, Karela versus 11 Wonders.
At the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium.
Yes.
You see the venue too, and then the journey. So I'm feeling for my club, you know, because the owners of Lagos are the same owners, so I'm feeling for them. But it's a difficult moment. It's difficult. At Aliu Muhammad Stadium, I think Karela will
win it. Samartex versus Medeama.
Well, I expect Samartex to win this game. It will be tough. Medeama are the league leaders, but naturally, if you look at Samartex at home under Christopher Enin, they are yet to lose a game, and Medeama are yet to win in a century. So it will be tough. Continuity is key, and based on what I've seen Samartex done this season, I expect them to beat the league leaders.
Right, Shaban, Basake Oli Stars versus Radio All Blacks.
Tough one for Basake. All Blacks needs to survive. Basake needs to survive, but at home advantage. Under Johnson Smith, tough for every team at AAK and Payne. And so a win for Basake.
All right. Lion, Young Apostles versus Asante Kotoko.
I think Kotoko can win this game. I'm very sure they can win this game. So let's because they have the quality. I would say for some time now they're
in crisis.
It doesn't mean they're a bad team. So for me, I'm very sure they will carry the day.
Right, and Francis, the last one, Nations versus Dreams FC.
Oh, you know I'm a fan of Dreams in terms of branding and everything they do. They add some gloss to the Ghana Premier League whenever they have that professional touch. But it will be tough at that Brankese based on what the home team Nations FC normally does at that venue. It will be tough. The best for Dreams will be a draw, but naturally I expect Nations FC to win this one.
You expect Nations FC to win this one. A reminder that this Sunday, we have a live game coming your way between Hearts of Oak and Berekum Chelsea. That will start at around 3 p.m. Ghana time. And that is the only match that will be showed on TV3 in match day 23. So do tune in around 3:30 p.m. to watch Hearts of Oak take on Berekum Chelsea this Sunday. But that's all the time that we have for you here on the GPL Build-Up Show. Of course, a special thank you to Mohammed Shaban, who comes in always with the statistics. Special thank you to Lion, who has been coy on inclusions to the Black Stars goalkeeping department. And then thank you to Francis, of course, the tactical brain in the Ghana Premier League. We'll see you same time next week with build-up to a match day 24 of the Ghana Premier League. My name is Bill Ishen, and have a good night.